Long time ago, in the heart of Nagaland, where the ancient Doyang River flows through the hills, lies a tale as deep and mysterious as the waters themselves. The village of Newland, tucked along the riverbanks, drew life from the Doyang, but few knew the secrets that lurked beneath its calm surface. Among the Shimi tribe, whispers of an old legend still drifted through the air, passed down from the elders, the story of a woman who was more than human. Our story begins over 100 years ago. In the village, a young woman named Abini was admired for her beauty, her kindness, and her mysterious connection to the river. Her long hair sparkled like sunlight on the water, and her eyes held the depth of the river itself. The people of Newland adored her, though none could understand the strange habit she had of wandering to the river at night, returning only at dawn, soaked to the skin. Though the villagers were puzzled by her nightly disappearances, they dismissed it as a quirk. Perhaps Abini simply loved the river. But one young man, Shimi, couldn't shake his curiosity. He had always admired Abini from afar, and one night, he decided to find out the truth behind her secret journeys. Shimi followed her silently through the dark forest, keeping out of sight as she approached the river. Bathed in moonlight, Abini stepped into the water, and what he saw left him frozen in awe. As soon as her feet touched the river, her legs began to shimmer, slowly transforming into the scaled tail of a serpent. Her skin glittered in the moonlight as she became something more than human, part woman, part snake. She moved with grace, sliding into the river until she disappeared beneath the surface, her amber eyes glinting in the darkness. Shimi, though terrified, was also captivated. Despite her transformation, he couldn't look away, and his admiration for her only grew. The next day, unable to keep his discovery to himself, Shimi confessed to Abini that he had seen everything. To his surprise, she didn't deny it. Instead, with sadness in her voice, she explained the curse that bound her to the river. Long ago, her ancestors had angered the river spirit, and as punishment, one member of each generation was cursed to serve as the river's guardian, living part of their life as a serpent. Abini was the chosen one of her generation, fated to live as both a human and a snake. Though she warned Shimi of the danger, his love for her only deepened. He vowed to stay by her side, no matter the cost. But their love was not without consequence. The river spirit, a jealous and vengeful being, did not take kindly to their union. One night, as Shimi waited for Abini by the riverbank, the air grew unnaturally cold, and the once calm river began to churn violently. Rising from the depths, the river spirit appeared, shimmering with anger. Its voice echoed across the valley, accusing Shimi of trying to steal what rightfully belonged to the river. Shimi stood firm, his love for Abini giving him strength. "I will not leave her," he declared, even as fear gripped his heart. The river spirit, furious at his defiance, lashed out, attempting to drag Shimi into the water. But just as the spirit's watery hands reached for him, Abini appeared in her serpent form, wrapping herself around Shimi to protect him. The struggle between Abini and the spirit was fierce, and it seemed that the spirit's rage would destroy them both. Realizing that the river spirit would never stop, Abini made a painful choice. She knew that as long as she remained in the village, the spirit's wrath would endanger not just Shimi, but everyone she loved. With tears in her eyes, she struck a bargain with the spirit. She would return to the river and live forever as its guardian, if the spirit would spare Shimi and leave the village in peace. The spirit, satisfied with her sacrifice, agreed. In her final moments as a human, Abini turned to Shimi. "I will always love you," she whispered, her voice filled with sorrow. Then, with a final glance at the man she loved, she transformed for the last time into her serpent form and slipped beneath the surface of the river, never to return. Peace returned to the village, but the story of Abini's sacrifice lived on. The villagers honored her memory, telling her tale to their children as a reminder of love, loyalty, and the mysterious power of the river. They say that even now, if you stand by the Doyang River on a quiet night, you might catch a glimpse of a serpent woman gliding silently through the water, watching over the land she loved. Abini's legacy lives on in the hearts of the people of Newland. The river, once a simple source of life, is now a symbol of mystery and protection. And the snake woman of Doyang River is forever remembered as a guardian of both the water and the village, bound by love and sacrifice to the world she left behind.